Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Today is Wednesday, November 5th. Happy Loi Krathong. You're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Authorities confirmed 2 tragic drownings at Nai Thon beach within 24 hours as powerful monsoon surf continues along Phuket's west coast. On Monday morning, 31-year-old Russian tourist Dmitry Zakuski disappeared while swimming at the southern end of Nai Thon beach. Lifeguards, Sakub, Oboto rescue teams, and Kusodam Foundation volunteers searched through the rough conditions. His body was recovered around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, following an expanded operation involving Talang district officials and Bang Tao lifeguards on jet skis. But earlier that afternoon on Tuesday, a second incident had been reported when 22-year-old Kyaw Son Nang, a Myanmar national, was pulled from the water around 2:30 p.m. at the same beach. Rescuers performed first aid and rushed him to Talang Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Police and lifeguards say red no swimming flags remain in place due to strong waves and rip currents typical of the monsoon season. Officials are urging everyone, residents and visitors, to stay out of the water when the red no swim flags are up, swim only in patrolled zones, and follow lifeguard instructions at all times. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. The long-awaited relief route between Chalong and Patong is finally moving forward. Phuket Provincial Administrative Organization President Rewat Aridob, Patong Mayor Lalita Manisri, and Chalong Mayor Samran Jindapon inspected the proposed 3.1-kilometer Wangkata Road on Tuesday, reviewing designs with engineers and community leaders. Planned to run about 2.3 kilometers in Chalong and 800 meters in Patong, the new corridor will be fully funded by the PPAO. Officials say the design and feasibility study should be wrapped up by year's end before heading to the PPAO Council for final approval. If endorsed, construction is slated to begin mid-2026. The Royal Forest Department has cooperated to allow the route through protected forest land, and authorities stressed compliance with environmental requirements. Leaders framed the road as both practical and people-focused. It's expected to cut travel time between Chao Phraya West Road and Patong, ease chronic congestion on the Patong Hill, and add a scenic check-in point for visitors. The terrain will be similar to the temporary dirt track that was opened after the 2022 Patong Hill landslide, which exposed the island's vulnerability when its main artery, the Patong Hill Road, was severed. The road will run from right behind the Klongkata Reservoir in Chalong and towards Patong, ending near 50P Road. For residents, daily commutes and access to hospitals, schools, and work should become more predictable. For tourism, the route promises a cleaner flow of traffic during peak seasons and faster transfers between the east and west coasts. Officials also acknowledged the community's patience, noting earlier starts stalled by budget limits and engineering challenges. If the timelines hold, this road could become a vital alternative link, reducing stress for families and businesses from Chalong to Patong. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Phuket's long-promised Patong Tunnel is back in the spotlight, with residents, workers, and business leaders demanding action after nearly 3 decades of delays. On Monday, former Patong Mayor Chalamsak Manisri led a peaceful protest on Patong Hill, urging the government to start construction without further redesigns. The rally followed Deputy Prime Minister and Transport Minister Pipa Ratchakeprakan's his order to overhaul the plan, just days after visiting the island and praising the plan among others. Transport Minister Pipat's order is to shrink the tunnel width from 17 meters to 10, dropping tolls and shifting control away from the Expressway Authority of Thailand. The narrow design raises new safety questions, including whether motorbikes would even still be allowed. Phuket MP Chalong-Patong Rd echoed the call, saying the steep, accident-prone Patong Hill is the island's main artery, and daily congestion and crashes undermine Phuket's image as a world-class destination. Earlier, he had called Transport Minister Pipat's hasty redesign of the Patong Tunnel a, quote, betrayal of the island. The private sector backed this message in a coordinated meeting of 24 organizations. The Phuket Chamber of Commerce, the FTI Phuket, and the Phuket Tourist Association pressed for immediate movement on 2 top priorities: the Patong Tunnel and urgent expansion of the Phuket International Airport, which was built for 12 million passengers a year, but now handles about 15 million, along with more than 400 daily flights in peak season. They warned that redesigning the tunnel now could push construction back another 4 to 5 years, and potentially eliminate motorcycle lanes. They urged the state to subsidize costs rather than downsize. Business leaders also outlined phased fixes to ease gridlock now, improve U-turns and junctions on Route 402 Tepkrasatri Road, widen the airport road Route 4027, and press ahead with the Phuket Expressway, the Airport Katu Patong Tunnel project. Longer term, they want progress on the new Saracen Bridge, rail links from Suratani and Krabi, the Phuket Light Rail, and the Andaman Airport project over in Phang Nga. The message from Phuket is clear. Start the Patong Tunnel, expand the airport, and match infrastructure to the island's growth so that people can travel safely and businesses can thrive. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Police in Cherng Talay have arrested 2 suspects and seized multiple types of illegal drugs in a coordinated crime suppression operation. Officers raided a residence on Soi Cherng Talay 14, detaining 37-year-old Kenneth Sibowol Nat, a Nigerian national, and 32-year-old Thai national Nitida Karaket. Investigators say they recovered 33 items of evidence, including 6 grams of cocaine, just over 6 grams of crystal meth, and 9.3 grams of ketamine, along with an assortment of ecstasy tablets. Police also seized packaging materials, digital scales, 4 mobile phones, and a Bangkok-registered Toyota Yaris Active. Bank books and an ATM card in a woman's name were also seized, believed linked to drug transactions. Police also said that the female suspect tested positive for cocaine. Both faced charges of possession of Category 1 and Category 2 narcotics with intent to sell, and Mr. Nat was additionally charged with overstaying his visa, while Ms. Nitida faces a further charge of drug use. The pair were taken to Cherng Talay Police Station for questioning and legal proceedings. Police said the arrests form part of a week-long crackdown on drug offenses aimed at improving public safety across the island. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. The Supreme Administrative Court has rejected an urgent request from the Thai Pilots Association to temporarily halt the government's permission allowing foreign pilots to fly domestic routes under short-term wet lease deals. The court reasoned that suspending already approved operations could disrupt flight planning, affect airlines moving passengers and cargo, and inconvenience travelers and shippers. The association's main case still proceeds. It's asking the court to revoke the Ministry of Labor's special announcement that enabled wet leasing with foreign flight crews for up to 6 months. So far, 38 foreign pilots and co-pilots have received special work permits tied to the previous government's policy to expand flight capacity. Pilot leaders say the ruling sets an important precedent if new applications emerge, even though no additional wet lease requests have been lodged this high season. They also know that Thailand still has many unemployed pilots, a situation worsened by delayed aircraft deliveries, particularly from Boeing. Meanwhile, Thai Airways is recruiting student pilots as it brings in Airbus A321neos and is considering adding A330-200s to strengthen its hub and spoke network. For Phuket, a busy domestic and tourism hub, this week's decision means flights already scheduled should continue without interruption. Welcome news for travelers and local businesses, while the broader legal question over foreign crews remains unresolved. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. We really appreciate you joining us on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to $20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.